Hi everybody, Tashi here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Welcome back to all of you new. Hello and welcome. This is Oscar. Oscar is one of my full-bodied silicone babies, and I wanted to have a little silicone chat with you all. I just did a video on talking about our vinyl reborns touching our silicones as well as rubber, like rubber nipples or pacifiers. So I have that video up, and I got a very nice, I guess, responses from you all out of that. Everyone seemed to enjoy it, and everyone seems to enjoy talking about the care of our dolls. So, nothing new. I've talked about it, of course, in the past on my channel, and lots of channels talk about it. So there's tons of information out there. You just have to look. And I'm not going to talk in this video specifically about caring for our silicone dolls. I'm going to do that in the next video. In this video, I thought I would talk about, for starters, where to look for your silicone doll that you're planning to purchase. Because, of course, if we don't have a doll to care for, then it doesn't matter, right? So, Oscar's here to help me with this video. You'll have to excuse, I have no makeup on my face. It's just been a allergy day and my back's kind of bothering me, which is why I opted to film this video standing up. It's a little bit easier on me. The sitting is pushing on that sciatica again. For those of you that have been following me, I'm like, oh. For those of you that have been with me for years know the surgery and the whole deal. So I'm like, it scares me when my back starts feeling like this. But anyway, if you are not subscribed to this channel, run now and smash that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. And I have a bottle ready to give Oscar while we chat. Oh, here. Yeah, got a little bottle for him, and my little silicone baby hack here is the lubricating jelly is already on the nipple. I just kind of put them on the bottles and cover them, and it just stays there, and then you can just pop the bottle and pop it in their mouth. So we've spoken many times on my channel about how I got Oscar. I want to stop there, and I want to say a huge congratulations to our friend Shara over at Reborn Living Dolls. If you are not following her channel, you are totally missing out. So there'll be a link in the description of this video. I'll put the @ with her channel name, so you can just click on that and go over and visit her channel. She just got her first Claire Taylor baby. He is a partial silicone, but one of Claire's edition babies, so fully completed by Claire Taylor. Super exciting. And I just happened to, the baby that she adopted, I don't want to, like, if you didn't see it, I don't want to spoil it all, but the baby that she adopted, I am like, oh my gosh, like, I love this baby. So I am so thrilled to see this baby over on Shara's channel, to get to enjoy, seeing him in video and seeing him in, her beautiful photos on Instagram and all that. So congratulations to Shara. It's always super exciting. Like when you have a favorite artist, or even just one of your favorite artists, a doll. If you have a doll from, whatever artist you have, you tend to, when other collectors get dolls from that same artist or sculptor, it's just exciting, I mean, of course it's exciting when anybody adopts a new reborn or silicone baby. It's just fun, and it's really the roots of where this hobby is all about and why we share on social media. So, it's just a joy to see. So, for all of you that are interested in or looking for, or have done it and are looking again for a silicone baby doll, here are my tips and suggestions for you all in doing so. And I will say this is a process. You know, anytime you're in a hobby, in a collector's hobby, and you're looking to start getting into, you know, spending bigger bucks, which, you know, silicone dolls in general will, you know, cost more. In general, there's always exceptions to the rules. We always see, you know, we see reborns sometimes by prototype artists that, you know, are way up there. I think one went not that long ago for like $8,000 a reborn. So, you know, there's always the exception, but in general, the silicones are going to run you quite a bit more than a reborn doll. So, when you are investing that kind of money, you really want to take your time. It is a marathon, not a sprint. You know, of course we get excited and you want to bring the baby home, and it's just, you know, the excitement can get to us, but you want to really carefully look and weigh out your options. You want to be, so here's like the most important, or one of the most important tips on buying a silicone doll is you really want to be following many silicone artists, sculptors, and artists, so that you get the variety to see what's out there, and, you know, follow and pay close attention to, you know, what the artists are sculpting and putting out, and their paintwork and their rooting. And often you can follow along when a baby gets sold and is going home. If that collector is on social media, you can kind of track a baby, you know, follow a baby. And then you get to see how that collector enjoys the doll, what they have to, you know, say about the work. And if you're lucky to be able to see videos, you can see the movement of the doll when it's being changed, how it, you know, looks and moves in someone's arms and all of that. Because I think that that's an important piece of it for many of us when you're dealing in silicones, is how that doll feels and moves in your arms. I know that it is for me, and always, you know, has been. So I always appreciated, and still do appreciate, any collectors that share their bulbs on video, because, you know, we get to see a lot more than what you can just see in still photos, for sure. So, and Oscar, you know, his movement is, I mean, he is like having a living baby. You know, Claire's work, and, you know, not only just her silicone and the movements, but, you know, the painting and all of that. It's like you have an alive baby. It's like as close as you're gonna get to the real thing, which is what a lot of us strive for. So following artists and sculptors is a very important key factor into kind of getting to know what you're looking at, pricing, what these dolls, you know, run. I know a very common question people will ask is, you know, where did you get it and how much did you pay for it? And while I understand the question, I've done whole videos on that question being asked. while I understand why people ask. It's something that a lot of collectors feel, you know, um, it's just like anything else that you own. I mean, some people are okay with, you know, people knowing the cost of their things in their home, their purses, their this, their that. And then there's probably the more majority of people that, you know, especially when you're out putting things on social media and people know the area you live in, like there's all sorts of reasons why people, you know, don't want to share that for privacy. But anyway, a great way to get an idea of pricing is to follow the artist, because oftentimes you can see the auction and you can see what that doll went for, or you can follow and see the artist's work and what something similar, you know, the next dolls, the next sculpts that comes along, what that artist work is going for. And it can change. I mean, artists as they grow, it's, you know, prices can rise. So what one collector might have paid a few years ago may be very different from what the prices are now. So it's not a great way to gauge what you're looking at as far as pricing anyway. So that is like so important. On social media, it's super easy to, you know, like once you click on, like I say on Instagram, I use Instagram. I port everything over, get shared on my Dolly Facebook page. But I'm not on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. So, but when you click to follow an artist, 5 more suggestions will pop up of similar accounts. So, you know, you can, and when you're following an artist, you can also look, because often they follow and support one another. So you'll see other sculptors and artists in the comments, and you can click on them and follow them from there. So, you know, there's ways to really spread out and follow a lot of them. And it's like you gotta study. You know, I studied really hard and I absorbed in like all the information that I would hear other collectors talk about, like armatures versus no armatures, the feel of the silicone, the durability of the painting, just all that, all those factors, you know, you pay close attention to. So it's not a decision that you want to make overnight. If you're, you know, like brand new and really don't know anything about, you know, the hobby. We learn as we go along. There's ways to start if you're not even sure if you would like silicone. You know, they make partial silicones, which is, you know, a silicone, you know, head and limbs on a cloth body. So they're on a cloth body like a reborn, except they're not vinyl, they're silicone. That's a great way to go. The mini babies, although you're not really going to get an idea of the movement of what a bigger baby would be, but if you just want to feel silicone, you know, there's ways to do it. And of course, if you happen to live in a location where you can get to a doll show or possibly a meetup with other collectors, that's another way that you can then hold and touch and at least experience silicone. As far as the care, which we'll get into in another video soon, they are not hard to care for. I know people get nervous and worried, and some people will say, oh, I don't want silicone because it's work, it's, you know, they're hard to care for. They aren't hard to care for. If you're handling them like you would handle a baby, a newborn, an infant, so if you're handling them carefully and you're keeping a few things in mind, which we'll go over in a coming video, so stay tuned for that, you're good. You're golden. You know, you want to have a safe place to put them, same as your reboards, really, but you know, silicone, I would say that's probably even more important. But you know, you can get a laundry basket and just make up a little bassinet and a basket, just anything that's, you know, keeping them in their own space and contained, something that you can cover. Um, so it's not difficult, and we'll go over and get into details. The care of them. I'm also gonna do a video, like a fun video of things that you might want, or you know, need, but more want. Few things you need, but some things you'll want when nesting for your first silicone baby, and what to keep in mind when you're shopping for you know, clothing and accessories for your silicone doll. So that will be fun. And I'm looking forward to doing some fun dolly videos like that with you all. So I hope you took away something out of this, because I really wanted to drive home the do your research, take your time, really study, and very importantly, to follow the artists of, you know, dolls that you see that you are interested in, and try to, you know, follow as many as you can if you think you look at that artist's work and it kind of calls to you. And then, of course, following collectors that share their dolls and share information, that's going to help you too, as well. That's going to help you the most, and getting a feel for an idea of pricing. A lot of artists these days do auctions, so you can, you know, follow their auctions, and you know, if they only kind of sell privately, and I know this is something I hear often, especially from newer collectors, they will say, no one's answering me. I'm messaging artists to inquire about price and no one's answering me. And, you know, sometimes if it's a very well-known artist where their work just goes like that, and they just got people waiting and waiting and following, they're just not able to get back to everyone necessarily. And yeah, that's usually the bottom line there. And then in that case, like if you really have an interest and you've kind of poked around in your own ways and you can't get a baseline of price, then maybe in some way, not necessarily a public way, but ask around behind, you know, you know, kind of off social media if you can. And maybe somebody can help you with that. To ask like a general question, just to like shoot out a question like, how much do silicone dolls cost? Well, that's a huge range. That's like asking how much a car costs. Well, what kind of car are you looking at? You know, it's there's really a range depending on, you know, the artist and the quality and all that. So the best way to go is, again, following the artists, the sculptors and the artists of silicone dolls. That's what I wanted to drive home in this video. So let me know in the comments if this was helpful to you. If you liked this video or Oscar or anything in the video, give it a like. That helps me out. Make sure you check out the description. There's always a link in there to follow me on Instagram to see pictures of Oscar and all the babies in my collection. Don't forget to check out Shara at Reborn Living Dolls. We're so excited for her. Oscar is really excited to have a cousin that he can see. So much fun. So we're super excited about that. And we will see you all real soon. Till next time, God bless.